Hey guys, Lizardlea here for the introductory video to For Heavenly Beasts, the Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. So, I'm not going to be doing any stitching in this video. This is literally just to show you guys and tell you guys what materials I'm using because I always get asked these questions and I need to just do this for every project going forward. So, I am using 18 count Aida cloth. The pattern, if you look at it, I've written on it, sorry, is 450 by 305 stitches, and then they gave it for 25 count. I'm doing it on 18 count. So, if you have the number of stitches, it is very easy to find out how wide and high it's going to be in inches. So, I am doing 18 count. So mine is going to be, why will it not focus? There we go. Mine is going to be 25 inches by almost 17 inches. So this is 29.5 inches by 36 inches. This is significantly bigger than I need it to be, so I'm probably going to chop it down a little. Always leave space on the edges. Whether you're planning on framing it or not, you're gonna want that. If you're gonna try and stitch it and it's like, you know, you'll have a half an inch on the side, it's gonna be incredibly difficult, especially because if you don't stitch the edges, it's gonna start to fray and you don't want that. All right, so I have a bunch of different snap frames. This one is 17 by 11, so it's big, but the shorter ones won't fit in my loops and threads adjustable craft stand. So I'm probably going to use the long ones and one of these square ones that I've just had for a while. I haven't started yet, so I can't guarantee it, but you'll get the idea. At one point, I'll have to pull it away so I can turn it and fix the back or get rid of a knot, so you'll see how tall it is. Then for the colors, I have pulled them all out, labeled them, put them in order so I can find them easily. I haven't bought the Kreenick though, the colorful one. Yeah, but that's okay. So these are all the pages. There are a lot of pages. Let's see, it comes to 24. So 24 pages. It's gonna be big. But if I were to take these and lay them out side by side, so you could, you know, see the pattern, they're, we'll pretend because I don't have that many hands. They're 6 pages wide. And then the way I separated these, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages high. So it's going to be wider than it is tall. And that is correct because it's 450 stitches wide by 305 high. Personally, I think I'm going to do just like what I did with the Pokemon cross stitch, and I'm going to start with the top left corner, so essentially page 1, and I'll do what I can, and then I'll just start making my way left, and that's how I work. I find that to be easier. If you have never worked on a pattern before, when it's grayed out like this, it doesn't want to focus, but I mean, like, you can see when it's grayed out like that, that's where the overlap is. So don't stitch those twice. Stitch this once. One thing that I've found helps me is I actually will just cut, you know, along where the line is and just tape it right over the next page where it overlaps. And generally that's because, as you've probably seen if you've watched my other videos, I don't work in the tiny squares. I work by the color and I just go. And if a color overlaps a little bit into the next page, I will generally just do that. Every single strand I do is going to have 2 strands, or every single stitch I do is going to have 2 strands. I don't believe there are any that say 1 stitch or half stitch or anything like that. Yeah, they all say 2 strands. And it looks like from the other page I had, they're all full stitches. So again, it's going to be a lot like the Pokemon cross stitch. There's no back stitching, there's no outlining. It's just full stitches the whole way through. So this is going to be a big project. This is going to take me a long time. It took me 130 days to do the Pokemon cross stitch. And I think on 18 count, I think this comes out to be bigger than the Pokemon cross stitch. So I'm going to have a lot of weekends working on this. Do I have anything else to talk about? I think I'm actually going to start writing down each of my days just so I can remember. Because when I eventually go to post pictures everywhere, I'm like, oh, what day did I work on this? I don't remember. So today is January 2nd, 2020. I almost wrote 2012. I don't know why. That's ridiculous. So we're going to do 4 Heavenly Beasts. It's twisting. That's not fun. So, 4 Heavenly Beasts. Starting January 2nd, 2020. And did I say January 2nd? January 12th. I am a liar. I literally said January 12th earlier, didn't I? I don't know. And then hopefully when I'm done, I will remember to write down how many hours it took me. Because when I did the Pokemon cross stitch and people were like, oh, how many hours did it take you total? I had to just go through each day and get the numbers. And it's easier if I just keep track of it. The scissors I use are little embroidery scissors I bought at Michael's. They're very nice. They're gold. I've had them for a few years now. They don't appear to be tarnishing, so that's nice. I have a million needles. Like, I have so many. And I personally like the really, really sharp ones. So, I mean, I don't stab myself a lot, which is nice, but every once in a while I do. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. So, I am going to go start working on 4 Heavenly Beasts day 1, so look forward to that video.